NNPC. On hunger protests, NLC warns against clampdown. The Nigerian Labour Congress yesterday issued a warning against attempts to suppress Nigerians' fundamental right to express their views, particularly in the light of the planned nationwide protests. The NLC instead called on the government to engage the protesters constructively rather than over hunger and widespread hardship in the country. A section of Nigerians have been mobilized to start a nationwide protest on August 1st with the hashtag Tinubu must go and Revolution 2024. The presidency, however, described such talks as treasonable, as it also accused the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and his supporters of spreading the hashtag. In a lengthy tweet published by Bayo Nanuga, who's the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, he's alleged that the sponsors of the protest were not Democrats but anarchists. Or more, you don't drag Peter Obi tire, say Peter Obi is the one at the helm of the affairs on this particular issue. Meanwhile, Peter Obi has gone ahead to accuse Peter Obi has gone ahead to talk to the federal government and try to ginger them to check out the economic situation in the country at the moment, see how it's affecting us as Nigerians. But of course, we'll still be getting more and more and more stories on that particular matter. On the North ranks high in poverty, illiteracy, insecurity. You can find that on Vanguard newspaper. It says the Arewa Consultative Forum, the ACF, has said the North remains essentially a work in progress, saying all the indices that track human progress, most of all poverty, illiteracy, health, and security of life and property, tend to place the North at the deep end of the trial. This came as the forum dissociated itself from the planned nationwide protest against bad governance, saying it was ill-timed and counterproductive. Chairman of the ACF, Maman Osuman, spoke yesterday during a visit to the Governor Oseni of Kaduna State. He noted that regarding the planned national protest, the ACF national president said the forum is not a party to it and it will not support it as it is ill-timed and counterproductive. He said this visit to promote a deeper and wider conversation around the current crisis of insecurity and poverty ravaging northern Nigeria. In their wisdom, northern leaders, including the state governors, emirs, and chiefs and other elders, decided to establish the ACF in 2000, and it was against the background of a similar crisis of widespread insecurity and strife. The intention is to bring together on one platform representatives of the diverse peoples of northern Nigeria without regard to political, ethnic, or religious affiliation. Well, that's what he said. Looking at this nationwide protests, some people are saying it's counterproductive. Well, what else? What else? I mean, this is me just asking because it's very, very important to understand what else could be done to ensure that, okay, something else is that the government is listening. The government is listening to the cries of Nigerians. What else can be done at this point to let Nigerians know what exactly is happening, right? To let the government be aware of the cries and the plight of Nigerians. What else could you do? Apart from a protest, right? I mean, protest is one of the tools that this particular government used to get into power. So what else can Nigerians do if they gather together in smaller groups? You say it is treason. Are still awaiting truckloads of grains. The federal government, this is 1 week after the federal government announced the distribution of 740 truckloads of grains, including rice, to the 36 states. Only 5 states have confirmed receipt of the grains. At least 21 others said they're still waiting to take delivery of their share of the food palliatives. The states that have taken delivery of their rice consignments are Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Kwara, and Rivers. However, you have Taraba, Yobe, Adamawa, Sokoto, Bauchi, Kebbi, Kogi, Nasarawa, Katsina, Enugu, Abia, Ekiti, Lagos, Cross River, Edo, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, Kano, Jigawa, Plateau, Ebonyi, Benue, Kaduna, and Zamfara State, among others, are still waiting for theirs. Question: people in Bayelsa, people in Kwara, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, have you seen any rice so far? Do let us know. We're live on YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. We're live on YouTube, Voice of the People Abuja. You can go ahead and join me on YouTube. It is at Voice of the People Abuja. Now, you can also go ahead to let us know what you think about any of our headlines this morning. It is at 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. That is the number to call to be a part of our conversation this morning. 0808 312 8618. You can go ahead and leave a WhatsApp message and then I'll get straight into it. Meanwhile, let's check out some of the voices in the news before we reach out to Mr. Rufai Oseni. All right, we have still in the news, I think I'll touch up on this in a bit. Katsina Hisba destroys about 60 million naira alcoholic drinks. The Katsina State Hisba Board said on Sunday that it seized and destroyed alcoholic drinks and illicit drugs worth 60 million naira in the Funtua local government area of the state. Why are we destroying things? 60 million naira. You could have just given it to another state. Yet, you see, states like Katsina, states where the Hisba board operates, states where alcoholic drinks are banned, they still enjoy from FAC. Some of the states that you enjoy monies from, they sell alcoholic drinks. So if you say you do not want alcoholic drinks, maybe you shouldn't be receiving monies from FAC. I mean, it's just a very, very confusing situation right up until now. But do let me know what you think about it. Let me know. Another one says here, okay, we'll check out some of the voices in the news right about now. The Minister of Works, Engineer Dave Umahi, has commended Governor Alex Otti on the quality of construction going on in his state on Omuma Road in Abia State. Let's take a listen. You can hear the people rejoicing over this particular situation. They checked the road and saw that it is thick enough. It does what it's supposed to do. The quality is right on board. I mean, isn't this what we're asking? For people to work. Alex Otti is one governor that we have seen so far doing things within a short period of time. Yet we have the federal government at the center who has access to more and more and more monies, access to more resources, giving us excuses, letting us know that, hey, years is enough to see progress. Still on this matter of the president under Tinubu's watch, a conversation was had with Dele Momodu. Yesterday, I had reeled out a letter that he sent out to the president, and he said he had a lot to say about what exactly is going on in the country at the moment. Let's take a listen. All right, apologies for that.
If you ask me today, President Ibrahim Babangida, minus the June 12 annulment, he had one of the best cabinets in Nigeria, and he tried his best. Obasanjo, Baba, also tried his best to assemble the best. Today, and God is my witness, today, if you ask me to name 10 ministers in Tinubu's cabinet and to tell you what they did or did not do before they were appointed, I will struggle. That is the truth. And ask an average person. And I don't consider myself average not to. Look, what we have today is that someone transfer the Lagos template to Abuja. And that's why we're failing. Nigeria parades some of the greatest human beings on planet Earth. I've traveled a bit. There is nowhere up to Australia that I did not meet Nigerians doing great things. Where are those people? In today's Nigeria, is either you are the son of, the daughter of. Nigeria cannot continue to operate on the basis of compensation. I must compensate my friend. I must compensate my former schoolmate. No. Nigeria right now is playing World Cup and you are picking weak players. No, we can't do that. And that's why I wrote that letter. A lot of the people around there now, their lives totally depend on Tinubu. They cannot tell him the truth. I know what a lot of them say behind when they see us that, we can't talk, if we talk, that is the truth. And I'm one of the people he knows. Right from when we were in exile, when he was governor for 8 years, I would tell him, I would write letters. And I'm a letter writer anyway. I write letters all the time. I wrote to President Obasanjo, I wrote to Buhari, I wrote to all of them, Jonathan. And that is why I'm also writing to a man that I know we've come way back. If he's watching, he knows.
So then does not have competent hand in his cabinet to.
All right, you heard the conversation from Dele Momodu talking about this issue of compensation, this issue of not picking the best brains for the job. Is the question that we've been asking so far. Some of these individuals in the president's cabinet, are they up to the task? Can they do the job? Are they meeting the needs of Nigerians? That is the question a lot of Nigerians have been asking so far, and we are waiting for the response of the federal government. When it comes to things like this, you need a quick response just so Nigerians can know that you are listening to whatever it is that they're crying about. Well, we'll watch and see how everything plays out. Let's take a listen to another voice in the news before we reach out to Mr. Larry Oguego, to Rufai Oseni. But before we do that, the Katsina government has introduced 4-month mourning leave for widows. They call it the Ida period law. It will enable female civil servants to stay at home for 4 months and 10 days should they lose their husbands. We'll get into the details in just a moment. We'll get into all of that in just a moment. A conversation was had yesterday concerning this issue of plotting protests. Peter Obi has been accused by the presidency of plotting protests. Bayo Nanuga, who also went ahead to, he's come under heavy criticisms after he alleged that the supporters of Peter Obi are planning to cause mayhem across the country and that Peter Obi should be held responsible for any anarchy. Why are we expecting anarchy? Why? That is the question a lot of Nigerians have been asking. Why are we expecting anarchy? Because Nigerians have said they want to go ahead and they will go ahead on peaceful protests. So why are we expecting anarchy if you don't plan to make it a bit troublesome for other well-meaning Nigerians who have said they will embark on a peaceful protest? Right? Anyway, we'll get into all of the details in just a moment with Rufai Oseni. But a conversation was had concerning the quality of Dangote's refinery. Right? Let's listen to this analyst and what he had to say about it. He said the imported petroleum products consumed in Nigeria will never be allowed in the EU or the US market. Kelvin Emmanuel, who is an economist, has a lot to say about it. Let's take a listen.
There is no single time in which the petroleum products imported into Nigeria for diesel, for the ppm, for the sulfur content and the octane level has met up with the ECOWAS framework that is set. This is the first time we're having an entrepreneur build a refinery that is bringing us close to having products that meets up with the regulatory standards and that can compete anywhere in the world. The petroleum products consumed in Nigeria will never be allowed to enter the European Union, will never be allowed to enter the US markets. That is to show you how bad it is. And the fact that we've allowed this for years, cheap petrol, cheap diesel, that has contributed to the life cycle of it points to the fact that the regulator has failed to do his job, which is to test these products at entry. Okay, so basically, the refinery has what they call the hydrotreater. Is a distillation and cracking unit, yeah, that is going to further treat and refine the products to the specific levels. And it's promised for the world to hear. I believe Aliko Dangote more than I believe NNPCL. If he says he's going to get it to 10 ppm for sulfur content, and he's going to get you forever, and they've not been able to put it up, and they spent 12 trillion naira so far. So who should we believe?
All right. Well, who should we believe? I'm asking you, well-meaning Nigerians, to let me know your take on some of our headlines this morning. 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. That is the number to call to be a part of our conversation this morning. But I'll be reaching out to Rufai Oseni just so we can get his 2 cents on some of our matters arising at this point in time. Meanwhile, we have other headlines to check out. I talked about the Katsina Hispa destroying 60 million naira worth of alcoholic drinks. We are very, very wasteful in this country. You begin to wonder why exactly it was destroyed. Why wasn't it given to another state who allows the sales and distribution of alcoholic drinks? Why then will we throw... It's like you see 60 million naira in cash and you put Hispa has done so far. Hello, good morning, Mr. Rufai.
Bless you, my sister. So once the masquerade, the Google Festival is on, they have so much food. They will fry akara, they will fry this. But they have so much food, will now resort to also go and buy the food that they never thought they were going to buy. That's why the Yorubas have a saying. They say, so that's what it means.
Last month into this month, they've been talking about it. I mean, sensitizing Nigerians to come out and protest peacefully. If there is nothing to fear, why then are we still talking about different situations where people are going to hijack the process? We've seen peaceful protests in the country. If they are not politically inclined.
Ask Bayo Onuga himself, Bayo, that in 2012, did anybody hijack the protest? So couldn't Jonathan also have sent thugs to come and scatter the protest in Lagos? But the protests were peaceful. In fact, they shut this country down for over 2 weeks. And all their talks too were there mounting that nobody died except for the case of Demola that was shot in Yaya Baton. In fact, people were even making jokes. I remember that period. That children that were conceived because of the 2 weeks holiday, they should be called subsidine. I remember very vividly then, because for 2 weeks in January, we were all at home. Nobody could go anywhere. It was a total shutdown. So they that led all of this. This is what the same Bayo Onuga that on the 9th of January 2012, he tweeted that, this is a protest song somebody said to me, very sweet to sing, and he sang it in Yoruba on Twitter. I read that tweet out on air. So what is bad in all of us now singing protest songs? It's not supposed to be the hallmark of democracy. Even during the military era, people protested for crying out loud. Even if they were met with fireworks and tear military era. So why is the democratic government so scared of protests? Same protest, people protested during military era. That there was a proper eminent check, they clamped down and everything. Now they are... I guess I don't like talking about these people too much. They should go and perform. If the country is good, we'll praise them.
Yesterday, a conversation was had with a Dele Momodu on television, and he was talking about the fact that we always see situations where we have compensations, a government running on compensations. He said someone transferred the Lagos template to Abuja, and that is why we are failing. Nigeria cannot keep running on compensation, compensating my friend for this, compensating that for that. I mean, so far, Dele Momodu has been very vocal about the state of the nation, and there's just so much to say.
They said, it's because of the fact I worked for Atiku in the last election. What have they not said? But the question is it Dele Momodu that increased the price of Gari in the markets? Is it Dele Momodu that caused food inflation of over 40%? Do you know? Ask me. The Gen Z protesting in Kenya. Ask me what's the food inflation in Kenya. 7%. Here we have over 40% food inflation.
Whoa.
Nigerians are not on the street. Just 7% food inflation, though, the Gen Zs are already protesting in Kenya. When the youth went on the street against Ben Ali in Tunisia, food inflation was about 6%. So is it Dele Momodu that increased food inflation? Is it Dele Momodu that made hunger in the land?
Hello, Mr. Rufai. All right. We'll try to reestablish contact and continue this conversation. But hey, if you're not scared, why not let the protest continue? Nigerians have the right to exercise their, I don't know, God given, constitutionally given human rights to protests. If they're not happy about anything, they have the right to protest. Why then is the government scared of some well-meaning Nigerians protesting? Why don't we allow the protests and let it go its course? Why don't we allow that? I don't know, there's just something going on, especially with this government and protests, that I don't know, is just a problem, especially with the APC. We've seen that play out during the Buhari's administration, and now we're seeing it play out in this particular administration. There was a headline where the CP in Abuja here in the FCT called on Nigerians to not protest. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Bennett Igwe, has called on residents here to not go on protest, to not embark or partake in the nationwide protest. He talked about the fact that he stated that the police have made significant efforts to ensure security in the FCT, adding that the protest could jeopardize it. He said he wants to appeal specifically to the residents and indigenes and everybody in the FCT. Please do not destroy. Lions do not destroy their dens. You cannot see a lion who destroys its den. No, I would not like you to join this protest. I plead with you because we have worked hard to ensure your safety. Hello, Mr. Rufai.
Peaceful protests. The right of protest is enshrined in people's constitution. I don't even know why we even turn protests into a big deal. See, in the UK, I have seen protests happen where you even go and book a space to protest. You will tell them that I will protest for 1 hour. You carry your placard and all your people will be there. You will meet at that point for 1 hour. Then you will protest your protest. After you, as you are leaving, another person has come there. They book another space to that same space to protest. They will protest the protest. Maybe they always say that the place for protest, the police and the Unity Fountain. And people can carry their placard and chant their chant at the Unity Fountain, the Gulag, and there's a right of protest. Or you can just go for peaceful and ensure that things are not damaged, lives are not damaged.
I mean, what is the role of the police in protests? Isn't it to ensure?
To protect lives and property now. Do you know the locus classical judgment as regards protest? That you don't even need the police to protest. When you follow went to court and you got the court judgments. And you don't even need the police. But okay, this is okay, you tell the police in advance. So what is the hula baloo about this? I mean, I just keep getting taken aback because, there's a lot of insincerity in government. That's why I can't do this at government work. Very insincerity. I don't know how to come out and blatantly be lying to myself and be looking at myself. I don't know. I will freak out at some point.
All right.
So let me talk about the Dangote Wahala quickly.
Exactly.
They finally met. Hopefully things will get better. But Dangote also talked about some NNPC people and marketers that have blending plants in Malta and the likes. Those people too should be asked questions. And let's work to support this man. You can beef him all you want, but the question is, do you have a refinery? He's the only one that's been able to build a refinery, one of the largest in the world. So if you are calling him a monopolist, he has more skill than you now. Can you compete with him? The only reason why you can call him a monopolist is when you have your 50,000 barrel per day refinery. If you have your own, and he didn't allow you to sell your oil, but who has a 650? Even government can't build a 60,000 barrel per day refinery in this country. So why are you complaining?
I saw an analyst talking about the fact that even the quality of petrol that we have here will not even be allowed in the US or the EU. The quality of
Yeah, that's the
oil.
quality of the petrol that some of these marketers are going to bring in with NNPC now. Was not in this, did they even need to tell you that? You even need analysis today. It was not in this country, guessing. Okay, maybe we are not set up VOP in Abuja then. Was it not in this country in 2022?
Oh, we had
Okay, I
methane.
remember because of said we were just Lagos then. Was not in this country in 2022 that we bought bad fuel. 2022 January, February, that there was bad fuel importation. That there was bad fuel, that engines were damaged. Did they pay compensation? Yeah, and I imported that bad fuel. I guess it. Have you a lie?
Not at all.
Yeah. So they were the ones that bring it back. Not today we know that the quality of fuel is bad. That you have a lot. Much. Buy a brand new car, all those problem of impurities always happen to the car. So we should just be careful. God bless us, guys. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rufai, for your time. All right. I saw some calls during the conversation. Unfortunately, I couldn't pick them, but you can go ahead and call me. 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. That is the number to call to be a part of this conversation. Let me know what you think about any of our headlines. Go ahead and call me up. 0808 312 8618. We have seen peaceful protests in the country. What then is the government afraid of with this particular protest? Why then this one? Why not this one they fear? The government, right? Anyway, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How far now?
My dear Fire, I hope we did cover.
Say again.
Yeah. Lady G, good morning, ma. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I greet Mr. Rufai, all the listener and the caller, and those who will send message. My name is Adeumi Daniel. On the issue of protest, Mr. President, good morning to you. What is your fear? What are you people afraid of? What is really all about? You people are the ones who masterminded GG must go. Today, I'll tell you that Tinubu must go is not a reasonable offense. Mr. Bayo Nanuka, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I recall vividly when Jonathan was here. You are the owner of the news magazine. A bomb blast happened in Yanya. It is the caption, the front page of your magazine again. You go back to 2014 years. Was it 2014? That bomb blast in Yanya made their so recipe. Jonathan was in National Hospital with David Mark. He was attending to a patient. The picture capturing when he was being months. The front page the next week from the Bayo Nanoga publication was that Carlos president. I asked him in other station before yours now, when King Kimberly Wachuku brought him to the studio now, Mr. Bayo, why did you call Jonathan Carlos president when he was in public? He just perambulated me, they didn't tell me that I'm entitled to my opinion. I know many people listen to me then. I want to ask now, what is president all about? Now, but the government should do the needful. What are they afraid of? Mr. President was the architect of a process in a lot of government. Babangida time, Abacha time. I used to ask, why did you fight military? Why you know that you are not going to do it? Are you not part of Nadeko that will say military government is not better than democracy? But today, that we are now, the way you are ruling Nigeria, is it what you're bargaining for? Is this what Abiola told you to do? Is what Abiola planned when you are saying that you are opposed of an Abiola? You are one of his boys when he was alive. But is it what Abiola said? Do you think now, Mr. President, that Abiola is happy? Is your mom a good mother who is an Awolowo line? I'm happy now.
All right. Adeomi, this is personal attack. This is personal attack on his person. People who are not involved, they drag them into this matter. Adeomi, me, I will not allow you. I won't allow you call his mom and other people who are not involved in this into this matter. Mba. Go and argue with your with your service provider. And they will me go and argue with your service provider, please. Let them give you a better network. All right. You can go ahead and still call me up 0808-312-8618. That is the number to call to be a part of this conversation. 0808-312-8618. When we are making our submissions, right? There's no need to involve any other person that is not involved in this matter, right? There's no need to drag them into this, okay? Let's face the issue and address it head on. What is the government scared of when it comes to protests? Peaceful protests. Nigerians have gone ahead to say that they will go with this particular protest in a peaceful manner. So what exactly are they scared of? Good morning.
Morning, Gessie. Morning, VOP.
All right. Good morning to you. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Usetu.
All right. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
See, we can't stop talking of what is going on in this country. They have taken us for granted for so much. I can tell you, and everyone in Nigeria understands that since APC took over power, Nigeria has not had, they have not had it well for one day. Not Buhari. We were thinking Buhari is a devil, but we have seen someone, I'm sorry if devil is not allowed, Buhari's government was bad, but we have seen a worse government, another worse president that APC has given us. The same thing that Goodluck Jonathan's PDP did, and they sat everyone at home for 12 days, almost 2 weeks, is the same thing that they are doing. Goodluck Jonathan removed subsidy. Before he did that, he provided palliative means of transportation for workers. These APC people, led by Oshomole's NLC, protested and went on strike. Is this not worse than what we experienced then? This is from jumping from fry pan to fire. We are not smiling. Nigerians are not smiling. We have been deceived enough. APC has failed Nigeria. They should just accept their failure so that we'll come together and rebuild Nigeria. If they continue to defend themselves, Nigeria is heading nowhere. Look at the Japa syndrome. Are you telling me that Nigeria is not good? Nigeria is good for people to live in Nigeria. Nigerians are migrating to a country that is worse than Nigeria because of the situation, because of the leadership provided by this present government. We can't continue to hide our faces from the truth. APC, they should go back to the drawing board and rethink and they should tell them.
0808-312-8618. I do.
It's a company of example. As you are a good woman, that I know, you are not a lazy woman. A lot of people will do a comparison with your friend. That this is a daughter of so person. That's what I mean. The late mother of the president, she was a good woman. She's an ally of Awolowo. She is among of those who architect our Southwest presentation. She has been a market leader for years. That's what I'm trying to say. People like Pa Ajayi Olanihu, late Abraham Adesoya, they are not happy in their grave now. They are part of Nadeco. They are part of those who fought believe that the best government is Democrat government. Mr. President was among of them. But today, now, what he's doing to us, is he better than Obasanjo? He criticized Obasanjo government for 8 years now. You remember now, he fought Obasanjo. My brother that spoke like Mr. Emmanuel, it was not Osomali, it was Abu Wahid Umar that came after Osomali. They used to fight Jonathan for 16 days. We fought Jonathan. Like Mohammed said that when Jonathan removed Tenera from the fuel price, like Mohammed said, what is Tenera? The same like Mohammed, when he was a minister, he told us that in Germany, the fuel is 1,000 per liter. Why can't they give us good things? I would like to beg Nigerians on this radio, please. This protest must stand. We should not destroy anything because it's going to be an advantage for them. If somebody destroy one traffic light, they will take the 800 million to fix it back. They will be happy inside their We will do it peacefully. We should not fight ourselves. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Calabar, Idoma, Bayelsa. We are all one. The sovereignty does not know tribe. When people talk about Tinubu and Yoruba, I say, no, it's not we. We are not daft. No Yoruba celebrate Tinubu. We are the one who criticize him most. When Obanja was there, Professor Waleso is all of them criticize him. For what? To do well. When we are telling Mr. President now is for you to get good news. But if you reveal that you will not get it, so be. But what I want Nigeria to do is that let's do this protest. I don't want people to dance on that day. All this solidarity for everything, we should not sing it. Let's tell him, Mr. President, you are not doing the right thing. And we have one voice. All this dancing, they will be mocking us. They look at them. They say they are hungry, they are dancing. That's why they are not taking us serious. And police, DSS, army, remember, if you are enjoying or you are listening to other, your family are hungry. I know a police who is best clothes in his uniform. In his Abuja here. Go to his house, he cannot buy plasma TV. But if they say 1%, he will be the first person to carry up to shoot masses.
All right, Adeomi.
They should be careful. Thank you, my darling sister. God bless you for giving me opportunity. Love you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we got a couple of comments on YouTube. This one says, now, waiting President Tinubu dey fear. Abi, when did we remove the freedom to convey we want? Okay, thank you so much for that particular comment. Another comment here says, why must Nigerians protest? We would have had it worse with with Buhari. The president is doing well and will continue to do well. All you obedience should go and rest, please. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your messages. We absolutely